Yo, Tom Fiddzy here with my review of Hawkeye episode 1 and episode 2 double feature on Disney+. Disney Plus is back, the Marvel shows are kicking back off, and Hawkeye was one that I was very excited for because he's a character that was long deserving of his own kind of film. He didn't get a film, he got a series. Black Widow got a film, and that her film wasn't that good. It was alright, it was average. So when it was like revealed that Hawkeye was actually going to be a TV series, and after seeing the Black Widow film and then seeing all the trailers, I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'd much rather it actually be a TV series, because he's a character you can flesh out. He definitely needs some fleshing out. You know, he had some good stuff in the films, but that first Avengers film, he was a bit of a zombie and stuff, so I was very excited to see that. Plus, you know, he wasn't actually even in, like, Infinity War. So yeah, all that stuff kind of skipped. So we get into the Hawkeye TV series, and I'm really enjoying it. The first 2 episodes were really, really fun. Still too early to decide whereabouts it's going to fit in the overall Marvel TV scheme of things. Loki is going to be a hard one to beat, but let's talk about these episodes. First of all, let's focus on the man himself, Hawkeye. I really like how human he is. You know, he is like the human Avenger. Black Widow is also like the human Avenger, but you know, she has had like training and all kind of like psychological stuff and everything done to her and everything. Whereas Hawkeye is, you know, we don't really get too much of his backstory, do we? You know, he's just a soldier who likes a bow and arrow, right? And he's very human, and it's great to kind of see him in this, you know, just kind of going about his daily life. You know, the whole world is like Avengers crazy. They're all celebrities. There's Broadway shows. There's like people in costumes on the side of the street. You know, they're famous celebrities, but he's just like a guy who was just doing his job, and he doesn't want any of that. He just wants to be a family man, spend time with his family over Christmas. And he's kind of fed up of it. He's battered. You know, he's like a little bit like John McClane in that sense. You know, he's battered, he's tired, he just wants to rest. He just wants to get home for Christmas, but he can't. You know, I love how he's got like the ear thing, like the hearing aid, because of all of the explosions and everything. You know, these things have actually affected him. You know, he hasn't been like an immortal being like Thor brushing it all off, you know. He has actually suffered for everything that he's done. And I thought the opening was really cool with the Steve Rogers show and him watching it and how surreal it is for him, you know, seeing Nat, seeing like the terrible things that happened there portrayed in this like whimsical, like happy thing and everything. Kate Bishop later talks about why it's like that. You know, people need branding, people need heroes. You know, the world is dark. A big grimace looking alien came from the sky and you know, try to wipe out half of the population. So people just want to have fun with it, and so the world is not super depressing. And I did like that little scene where she's like, you need to get on board with the branding, and he's like not taking it in, but I think by the end of this he might actually be kind of taking it in a little bit. I think that's his kind of arc. But yeah, it was cool to see him watching that, because for him, he's kind of getting like a little bit of like PTSD, you know, like he's seeing this battle that he's been in portrayed all funny, and he's not liking it. And he goes out, and he takes a breather, and people are constantly thanking him and asking like for selfies and stuff. And, you know, he's getting the bill paid for him, and he's just like, he's not liking it, and he's feeling guilty. And he's feeling guilty as well because of the fact that he was Ronin. He was Ronin and no one else knows. Everyone's like, you saved the city. But he also killed loads of people, bad people, but he still went and did horrific things, and that's playing on his mind, and he's seen horrific things and he's experienced horrific things. He's just constantly being reminded about it, and I think that's really cool, and that's really great about his character. Really enjoy kind of getting into this, and you know, yeah, he's obviously going to train up Kate to take his place and be a better version of that, to be the hero, to obviously she's going to take on the branding, wear the purple and stuff like that, and be kind of more of a hero that he couldn't be, but he's going to try and give her his lessons and everything to make her the best hero that she can be. And yes, I'm really excited and fascinated by that. Kate herself, so far, a little bit bratty, a little bit know-it-all, very much the the typical kind of super fan who doesn't listen to the person that she idols. Can be really annoying, but she has some good chemistry with Hawkeye, with Clint at the moment. But yes, still in that kind of like a little bit annoying stage. Like, just listen to him. This guy's an expert. Yeah, you know he's an expert. Listen to him and stop pestering him. Stop texting him. He doesn't want you texting him. He's tired. But I'm sure that'll phase out, and when they actually kind of get into their training and stuff, I'm really excited to kind of see them bond. She's a cool character, but just right now, just that bratty annoyingness is bratty and annoying. But she saved the dog, so that's really cool. And the dog is cute. I was like wondering if the dog ran off with a watch, but they were like, we got to get the watch. And then, like, nothing. Where's the watch? Just on the alleyway? I thought the dog maybe swallowed it or something. Maybe it has swallowed it. I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting. The Tracksuit Mafia, though, I'm really liking them. They're stupid, they're goofy, but that was kind of what's expected. And I just like how dumb they are. I like how they're like constantly criticizing each other and being like, they're just the thugs. But all of the time, you just hear them as they're going about their stuff. Like, I can get the bags. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I couldn't get a warehouse. It's all being gentrified. It's all becoming soda bar and stuff like that. Like, I thought that was really funny. They're stressed. They're stressed and they're trying to go about their lives, and people are putting them down and stuff. It's funny. I really like their dynamics. We saw a hint of Echo, is it, at the end? She looks really cool. I liked her theme. I like the music at the end. That was really popping. Can we get that every episode, please, at the end of the credits? That'd be cool end credits music. And speaking of credits and stuff, I like the fact that we kind of got... They did the Incredible Hulk thing, where they did the opening and like kind of Kate's like backstory in the animated beginning. When I was first watching that, I was like, oh, this is long. I hope we don't have to watch this every single time. But no, that was just her training and seeing it, and it just kind of got that out of the way, and that was cool. And speaking of the beginning, I really like that first bit where you see Kate as a kid, and you get a really cool perspective of the Battle of New York. Because obviously we see the portal open and all the aliens come down, but this was like just the people on the ground going about their lives, and then they look out the window, and there's like a Chitauri out there, and you're like, what the hell, on a giant worm? And you're like, how on earth is that thing flying? It doesn't make sense. But like, yeah, they just like, it was really cool because to everybody else, they just appeared out of nowhere, and it would have been like maybe their first instance of knowing about aliens. Like, imagine just walking outside one day and there being an alien invasion. You'd be like, you would be scared and confused, and I hope we get to see more kind of viewpoints of that. Was it the first time that they... I mean, I don't know how public knowledge 4 was, and the Destroyer going about. I guess it must have ended up at least on social media. You can't keep that a secret. They're all like really close together as well, like them films. You don't like, they all span like a week, wasn't it? That like What's If episode, like they all spanned like a week or so. So the Avengers could have happened like not long after that. So maybe it didn't have enough time to get out there in the news. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it must have been like a lot of people's underworld's kind of first time seeing aliens. And speaking of aliens, obviously Thanos is like a well-known thing in this world. I would like to get a little bit more people kind of talking about the fact that this stuff exists and the world not feeling as normal and it being everyday conversation. But I liked how it was like written on what, like the urinal, Thanos was right. And yeah, it was interesting, like character moment where Clint looked at it and he was like, like maybe he was kind of agreeing with it, because obviously when he was Ronan, he had the problem with the fact that some people did survive the snap, so that's, yeah, interesting point of view from Clint. As I said, I'm just excited to get into Clint's character, finally, properly getting into his character, and they've, from the looks of it, they've taken a really interesting turn. Kate is quite cool, a lot of room for development in her, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. She's got a really good mentor, a great a great daddy figure, a great new daddy figure. The guy who's clearly the bad guy, the sword guy, who's clearly an expert. He's kind of cool. Definitely sinister with that little moustache. That sinister moustache. So that's really that's interesting. Constantly hoping, constantly praying that Kingpin, the Kingpin from the Daredevil Netflix series, is going to turn up. Come on, he was in that comic book run, so is he going to appear in this? I hope so. But so far, I'm loving it. I don't really know what else to say. Negatives. I mean, it was kind of bogged down a little bit in like the kind of Kate family drama and stuff. But, you know, you kind of had to get that for that character, I guess. And then, yeah, I don't really know if there's too many, like, big negatives right now, you know. If Kate is constantly kind of just going to be, like, not listening and bratty and kind of know-it-all, then, and never kind of learning from them lessons and stuff, then, yeah, maybe by the end of the series, there might be a negative there. But so far, so good. Enjoying it. Seeding out some good stuff for the rest of the series, and it's getting me in the Christmas mood as well. He's got a deadline, 5 days. Will he make it back to his kids, or is it going to be a sad ending for Hawkeye in the end? Interesting. Yeah, so I'm on board with this series. I'm enjoying it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And Eternals, I didn't do an Eternals video. I thought it was average because I was just like, I'm just going to be sitting here ranting about it for ages. I just couldn't be bothered. Maybe one day I'll get around to do it because it was all right. There's a lot to unpack with that movie, and I couldn't be arsed. I'm sorry. I'm meant to be a YouTube reviewer, but I couldn't be bothered. Maybe one day I'll just sit down and do it. But I can be that last week or whenever it was I watched it. I weren't in the mood. So that's that. Anyway, okay. I'm going to go now. I don't think there's anything else that I want to say. No, I just wish that they were all out at once because I was really enjoying 2 in a row. All right. Bye-bye.